Check it out.
I am here with the longtime host of Big Brother, Julie Chen Moonves. And Julie, I just want to start by asking, we are nearing the end of premiere week. What are your thoughts so far on this cast?
This cast has really kept us on our toes. I think personalities are still emerging. I think it's still early. I think we've seen some people, quickly bond. We don't know if those relationships will stick. And I see some people who are still trying to find their way in the house. And until they get really comfortable, we're not going to see, until they get really comfortable, we're not going to see who they really are. So far, they've kept us awake.
I think that's a good way to put it. Now, speaking of some of these house guests, so first HOH is always a tough job. What have you thought about Daniel's reign as the first HOH of the season?
I was a little bit surprised that he would nominate Michael and then present it at the nomination ceremony like it was a lie. He said, people who haven't talked game with me. And I'm like, you're exposing to Michael, who may end up surviving, this nomination, which if you saw last night's episode, he did. Why would you say that when the person that you nominated knows that's not true?
Yeah.
Daniel said, people who haven't really taken the time to come talk game with me. Oh, yes, he did. He not only came to you early on, he, exposed himself as a super fan of the show and said, I will keep you safe if and when I'm in power, whenever that may be. So I was a little bit surprised. I think it's such a tough thing to navigate being HOH, especially the first one. And you're just starting to get to know people. But what I do like is that Daniel has not fallen into the trap of getting drunk with power. That's something that is very easy, to fall into that trap if you become head of household, the most powerful person for a week. You forget that your reign ends in a week.
That's right. Throwback to Frenchie, which was not good for him. So,
No.
All right.
Bless
So,
him.
speaking of Michael, so obviously we saw him joust his way to victory last night and win the veto. But with him, I'm curious, what are your thoughts on kind of this Big Brother legacy is what I would call it, where he, has this such deep love and appreciation for Janelle and the player he was. And we see this happen season after season.
That was so funny when he said WWJD. I thought, oh, okay, he's a Jesus person. And he's like, what would Janelle do? Janelle, she is someone who is forever linked to one of the great, being one of the greatest players to ever play this game. And these house guests, they're super fans. I love that they still give her respect. She's still following the show and, tweeting about it, putting it out on her social. I mean, Janelle is kind of a heroine. She's played it many times, and I'm one of her many, many fans.
Yeah, that's a true icon in this game, I would say. So,
Yeah.
All right, now I'm curious on something. How did this backstage twist come about? And on the second end of that, are you excited to see how it will be unveiled and what the house guests will think of that tonight?
Yes, they've all been chattering, like, what else does it mean? I love delivering them headlines and news like that where there's a pause and they're hanging on every word. So the twists and turns with the backstage boss is brand new, and it will unveil the opening night when Pooch got that backstage boss privilege. He only got to see half of the power that he was wielding, and that was something that he was using. The powers weren't good. You didn't want to be picked to be backstage with him because you were sidelined for the week.
Right.
And tonight we will unveil using the powers for good and what that entails.
All right.
But I'll tell you something. Tonight's live eviction show, it is not what you're going to expect.
Okay.
It's a live eviction show like we've never had in the history of the game.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well that is intriguing, Julie. All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining me again, Julie. For all of our viewers out there, you can, of course, catch Big Brother Sunday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays on CBS. And you can catch the first live eviction tonight on CBS.
Thank you, Blake.
And all